Hi, everybody. My name is Ellie. I'm a student recruiter with the University of Alberta, and today we're going to show you how to apply as an advanced placement student to the University of Alberta, because choosing an AP program indicates your commitment to academics, and we want to see you continue your studies at the University of Alberta. But it's important that you declare yourself as an AP student to ensure that we can utilize the AP grades that you have available, as well as to assess you for transfer credit. So at the University of Alberta, we use this process called dual admission. That's basically where we evaluate you both your provincial grades and a converted percentage from your final AP score. Then we're going to take the higher of the two when building your admission average. This means that you're never at a disadvantage by taking that AP exam. Transfer credit is then when you get University of Alberta credit for completing selected AP coursework if you get a 4+ on the exams that you're taking. And then for a full list of AP courses that have an equivalent U of A course eligible for transfer credit, this can be found at uab.ca/AP under transfer credit. These can also be found at the University of Alberta calendar. But just to note that if there is a course that is not on the chart that I'm going to be showing you right now, then it's not going to be eligible for transfer credit. After we receive a student's AP score report in the summer after grade 12, our admissions team will review these by hand and automatically post these to the student's BearTracks account, because this whole process is automatic when it comes to transfer credit. So with the processing time, it's important to note that a student will not see these posted until late August/early September. So don't stress too much if by June and July you don't see any transfer credit popping up. If you do not want to accept transfer credit, it is your responsibility to complete what we call a declined transfer credit form by September 1st before you start fall classes. Now let's quickly look into what the application is going to look like for you as AP students. So first is to visit uab.ca/apply anytime after applications open October 1st of your grade 12 year. So you're just going to click that apply button. And next, this is going to pop up. It's going to ask you a couple of questions. So the first is, if you're starting a new application, select no. If you have already started an application, you would select yes, and it would prompt you to input your Launchpad login. Now, presuming that you're not a previous or continuing university student, please select no. And then, as long as you're not applying for a professional program, you're going to select no on the next question. If you're applying directly out of high school, these programs are not direct entry and require some level of post-secondary credit. So those programs are going to be the Faculty of Medicine, Dentistry, the Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, or the Faculty of Law. Next, it will ask you if you have completed any education in Alberta. If you have, it will redirect you to Apply Alberta. Then you're going to fill out the details, and you will be redirected back to the U of A application platform that you see on the screen right now. If you have not completed any Alberta curriculum, you will be prompted to create a Launchpad account directly, in which you're going to fill out all the required fields. In your Launchpad account, you're going to be in the application management area that you see right here. And then you're going to click Start a New Application. If for whatever reason you get directed to the status page of Launchpad, scroll down to the bottom and select Back to Application Management. This is where you're going to go anytime you want to submit a new application or edit a non-submitted application. Then select Undergraduate Programs and then Create Application. Under the Personal Information area, you're going to fill out all of your details on both the first and the second page. If you're a current or a former University of Alberta student, you're going to select No. Then select whether you are a high school applicant or a post-secondary applicant. And then if you've only ever completed high school curriculum and never post-secondary, please select the first choice. Under the curriculum of study, this is where it's important that you select Canadian curriculum and advanced placement. This will ensure that your self-report form following allows you to input AP courses. If you have any other curriculum, you can select these as well. For your province, indicate which province you're studying in or studied in grade 11 and 12. And for this case, we're going to use Alberta as an example. Then click Continue. In academic history, enter all high schools and post-secondary institutions you have previously attended, are currently attending, and are planning to attend up until the end of the current academic year. You can add new schools by clicking Add New. Under the Term and First Program section, there are a few things you want to keep in note. For Term section, you're going to enter the term and year you're starting at the University of Alberta. Under Intended Status, most of those applicants or the applicants that you're probably going to be doing for this application is going to be degree student. For which campus are you planning on attending? You have 3 options to choose from. That's going to be our North Campus, Augustana, or our Campus St. John. So make sure you're choosing your campus and your programs correctly. Then you're going to select your faculty of choice. Then you're going to select your program of choice within that faculty. And then finally, you're going to have the choice to select a second choice program, which would be assessed if you're not eligible for your first choice program. And we really recommend that all students fill this out to provide us with 2 program choices. So just to keep in mind, you will never be evaluated for your first choice and your second choice program at the same time. So it's very important that you're choosing the first choice and second choice programs appropriately. Then click Continue to activate your self-report form, which is going to look like this. Drop-down menus on the application will show both types of courses. That's going to be your provincial courses and your AP courses after you declared yourself as an AP student earlier in the application. For your provincial marks, you're going to list the final course mark that shows on your provincial transcript. Again, just make sure that's a final mark that you're receiving on that transcript. And that can be a final grade 11 mark and or a final grade 12 mark. If you're taking that course right now, you can list these courses as in progress. And if you're taking it in the following semester, you can list those courses as planning to take. Then you're going to click Add Course to add grades. For your AP grades, if you have completed the course and you have written the exam, you can convert your score to the percentage shown at the top of the form using the conversion scale. Using our dual admission process, we will use the higher of the 2 grade percentages, which you can see here with both the AP grade and the standard provincial grade. We'll often get questions from students such as, what do I self-report on my application if I have not yet completed the course and or written the AP exam at the time of application? Well, under the course status, list the course as in progress if you're currently taking it, or planning to take if you're planning on taking it in the following semester. If you have your final provincial mark but have not written the AP exam, list your final provincial grade on your application. Complete this for all of your courses, meaning all grade 11 and grade 12. Failure to input everything might result in a stall or delay in your application. So, inputting your grades fully and accurately the first time will enable us to assess your application properly. For the final steps of your application after clicking Continue, once you've completed your self-report form, they're going to be listed like this. For declaration, if you're an Alberta student, part of this will be providing consent for us to access your final official transcript automatically. For everyone else, you're going to complete all the required fields that certify that the information in this application is true and complete in all respects. For the student survey, we're going to ask you a few other questions related to your experience. Under the signature area, you're going to have a digital signature authenticating your application. For review, we're going to flag any, let's say, incomplete or missing fields that you might have overlooked in your application. And then finally, you're going to submit that application. When you're submitting an application, you are required to pay a fee. And then once you're able to do that, we will be able to access your application once you pay that fee. Now, it is your responsibility to have your AP transcript sent directly from the AP College Board to the University of Alberta. You can do this through the AP College Board website, and you have to have this sent to us prior to August 1st after your grade 12 year. This will enable us to audit your self-reported grades or update any new grades from the final semester. As a note, for your provincial coursework, Alberta student transcripts are sent automatically to the U of A. However, out-of-province students are required to send yours directly to the U of A, in addition to your AP transcripts. You're going to have these all listed as a checklist item on your Launchpad account, and once they're completed, those items will be checked off. And of course, we want you to stay connected with us throughout the process and support you throughout every step of the way. We encourage you to visit our AP resources as seen on the screen. You can check out our up-to-date web pages, which also include frequently asked questions. Or you can email us using the emails you see on the screen. Thank you so much for watching.